Okay.
Okay, everybody, Miranda is about to take her hand out of the water. So I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys all can see Miranda taking her hand out of the water.
Okay.
Ready? Good job. Good job, Miranda. Now you're going to let it sit for a few minutes so it can get some air. This is her hand.
Yeah.
All that old skin has to come up.
Back.
This is her skin is coming back. They said when it's pink like that, when it's nice and pink, it's because it's coming back.
Yep, this is.
All this brown right here is dead. I'm just pointing. I'm not touching it. All that brown is dead skin. It has to come up. The doctor wanted to scrape it out, but they didn't want to make her cry. So they just told me to have her put it in water. And hopefully we get to do a little bit of rubbing. But right now she doesn't want no rubbing because she's afraid that it's going to burn her. But I was supposed to get it in water and just rub her hand. But she's not going to allow it. So next time, or maybe in a few minutes, I can have her rub it. Or maybe I'll fall off with the water. Hopefully it'll fall off with the water so we don't have to hurt her. But the doctors really want that skin to come off so that way it can start healing. Yeah, they need to remove all that dead skin. You can see right here, the doctors tried to poke it right there where that little dot is at and pull the skin. But they seen her very fearful and she was very afraid. Yeah, so we're just going to let it air dry, see what happens. So I think it's time for her not to be bandaged up anymore, but to rather have her hand air dried and get some air and maybe start healing on its own. We did put some Johnson & Johnson soap in there, this soap here. And and then we had the little Band-Aid here, this little, it's very moisty. Yeah, I see. That's your hand. That's your hand on March the 14th. 2024. It's already 12:15. Yeah.
Good.
Are you happy? Are you feeling better?
Yeah, but good now.
Do you want to go back to school? Yeah. So you're not gonna.
This dip.
No. Yeah, but that's if you go back to school. Right now, we need to get some air in your hands. Okay. So let your hand just sit there. Let it sit there and get some air, okay? So it needs to like air out. You can put some air on it if you want to. Okay, you guys. I want to share something with you guys on video. I don't know if you can see me. But anyways, let's try it out. Anyways, Miranda... let's see. I'm trying to get some more light in here so we can see. Give me a chance. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see if we get some light in here. Okay. So Miranda, what happened to Miranda's hand? She actually got burned with boiling water, and I feel kind of bad because of what happened. It's been a while already. I've been trying to tell the school to, pay attention to her, follow doctor's orders. Been trying to tell them to, pay attention to her, but it just don't happen. So one day, I was getting up, getting ready. I was supposed to go for a recall on my car for the airbags. And then I had a doctor's appointment for my therapy because my feet are numb. I had an accident on April the 13th, 2023. I had a collapse and I lost conscious. And I found myself that I couldn't walk anymore for 2 months. So I was under physical therapy. And I was also trying to find a way so I can heal faster without getting surgery done. The doctors told me I have a spinal back fracture on my third disc on the right side, and that I probably needed surgery or I needed to have some injections so I can be able to help me to walk again. I didn't want to go that way, so the way I went was more like natural. I started to put ice packs on my back 4 times a day. I started to exercise. I was going to therapy. I was doing so much, to finally I was able to get back on my feet and start walking again. But eventually, the nerves from my feet, because of the stretch that when I passed out, I don't know what happened. I must have pulled a muscle or a nerve or something. But I have a lot of numbness on the bottom of my feet, like on this part of my feet, just right across my feet. And I'm still dealing with that. I stopped going to therapy because I was going to the schools and trying to, get the teachers to follow doctor orders. I've been going back and forth to the doctor to try to get them to follow doctor's orders. I had to update the doctor's orders papers. I went to the doctor and they said they didn't have it. I went to the school. They said they didn't have it. The school told me I had to update the doctor's orders once a year. So I went home and came home and I found them. And then I had to make another doctor's appointment, go back over there, and then update the forms. And I took it to the school. And then the school, we had an IP meeting around January the 10th, 2024. And then they told me that they couldn't give her the services because they seen that she was very bright and she was capable of doing things, and she didn't need extended time with the psychologist. She didn't need a one-on-one teacher, and plus they don't have the resources because they're a very small school. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I started getting complaints. I started getting harassed by the OM office manager, and then I think she's called, that's another lady called LGA, I think. It's a learning something that they're supposed to help the parents and, support us. They were like harassing me. They were like swinging papers around. When I go to the office and I ask them for papers of the IEP, they're like, oh, Miranda, is it okay we give these papers to your mom? And I'm like, of course, I'm her mother, She goes, well, because of you don't have the conservatorship over Miranda, we have to ask her. So Miranda would just like put her head down, and then she would just like, yes, She'll respond yes because she knows I'm trying to help her, that she knows the paper I was going for. But Miranda doesn't know anything about IEP. She doesn't know what she's saying yes to. She doesn't know what she's doing. So, they were giving me a hassle, both women. So now what I'm doing, and Miranda just got her burn. She got burned on March the 5th, on a Tuesday, because I think March the 4th was no school. It was buyback teacher day, and she didn't have no school. And on the 5th, I had my appointment with my with the car, the airbag call, the recall, and then I had a doctor's appointment with a therapist, and I had to cancel. I remember clearly that day. I was really, really like happy. Everything was going so smooth. Everything was working out so fine. I woke up early in the morning. I made my Miranda breakfast. I made myself breakfast. And then I was washing some dishes. I seen the time was still early. I noticed when I was washing dishes, I was already dressed. And I noticed that I wet my shirt. And I said, I told Miranda, Miranda, I'm going to go change real fast in my room, put another shirt on. I'm going to take this one off and put it in the dryer. Mommy be right back. So I went out there. I put my clothes in the dryer. I came back. I sat down. I ate breakfast. As soon as I was done with breakfast, I told Miranda, I'm going to go outside and go get my clothes from the dryer, and then Mommy's going to change, and I'll be right out. We're going to get ready to go. She was looking at me, but all suddenly she wanted to I'm assuming that she wanted to show me that she can do it. And not knowing what she was doing, or she wanted just to be a helper, or she wanted just to beat me, So I figured that Miranda wanted to be a helper because she seen me doing so much in a little bit of time. So Miranda ended up getting a plastic water bottle cup, but it was just made to put water in there, cold water. And Miranda got it, and she got it into her hands. And when the water was ready for the coffee pot, which I didn't know, I was in my room changing. I didn't know that she turned the coffee pot on and let it boil. And when I was already stepping out the bedroom door, I heard a big old yell, like an uncontrollable yell. I was like, oh my God, I hope nobody came in the house and is hurting my baby. I was just thinking all kinds of stuff. But I rushed to the kitchen and I seen her. She was just hollering and yelling and screaming and just crying and holding her hand in between her legs, and she was just tilted down. So I just said, well, I got her hand. I looked at her hand and I seen that her whole skin from the knuckle, it was peeled. Yeah, I think it was peeled down from the knuckle of her hand down to the middle of the finger. So I say something like this: from the back of the knuckle here to the front, from the back here to the front. And it was just open, and I rushed her to the sink and I told her to let the cold water run on top of your hand. I rushed to the phone right away, canceled my appointments, contact my family, and I just had to rush her to the hospital. So I took her to Clovis Community Hospital, and they attended us very well over there. I didn't want to go to community hospitals because they're really packed, but this is some of the issues I've been telling the teachers for a while, to educate her. She doesn't know about if metal goes in the microwave. She doesn't know about glass, plastic, or what's safe and what's not safe, and she doesn't know about these things. And they're not actually paying attention to her by educating her. They're just ignoring, they're ignoring the education that she's entitled to. So what I did Friday, I think it was last week Friday. Let's see, she got burned Tuesday. That was the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Around the 8th, I think of Friday the 8th, I contacted the principal supervisor, and because at first I was trying to get the supervisor to the OM office manager, and that comes to be the principal from the school. And then I tried to get a hold of the LGA supervisor, and that's the same person, the vice principal. So I said, well, you know what, I'm going to get the vice principal supervisor, and I got him, and he said he's going to set up meetings. I said, you know what, he goes, I'm going to talk to these people because I see that they're not following doctor's orders, or they're supposed to. You're feeling like, Miranda's being neglected for her education, and I feel like, you're just seeking something for her, and I believe there's something there for her, but we need to have a meeting. So I said, fine. He said, I'm going to go and talk to them. I said, okay, that's fine. So we had hung up, and then I just decided to call him back, and he goes, yes, Linda, how may I help you? I said, I want to make a meeting with these women, because he goes, sure, we can set up a meeting. You can talk to them and express how your feelings towards them. And I've been trying to tell the principal that I wanted to set a meeting up, but he said, oh, I don't think we can do that. He goes, I can do it with the LGA. He said, but I can't get the OM in there, the old office manager. I said, well, if I go above his head, maybe I can. So he said he's going to grant me that. Hopefully things will work out just fine. But for now, I have to continue, helping Miranda with her hand, teaching her things that she's already had been taught, and just going through the process, And that's how Miranda got burned, because she wasn't educated enough for her to know the difference between glass, plastic, and metal. And if you could or you can't put it in the microwave, what will happen? She wasn't taught that in school, so now she has to experience it, and it's not a good experience for her. But she's learning, And now that she's here at home, I feel like she's picking up even more skills, because I used to take her to school, and the doctor keeps extending the school time. He's like, 1 more week off and 1 more week off, which I think is great, because she won't be bumping into anybody and hurting her hand. Or you trying to use her hand to do some writing. It's almost done. Let it air out. So that's what happened to Miranda, and I am fighting with the schools to try to see if they can get her best education. I am talking to parents out there in the community that has children with Down syndrome, and they're actually giving me a lot of good information. I think more information than her CVRC worker, more information than her school counselor or school nurse, or even the school. I'm getting a lot of information from people that suffered. So I just thank God that the bowling is really helping me, because I get to talk to a lot of parents that they're going through a lot, and they're overcoming a lot of, issues that they have in their lives. And they're really friendly and nice. I really like being there. But I wanted to share this with everybody, so that way if you have a child, you're going through something, and they're not treating you right, you need to get up and start reporting them. Just you have to not complain with your, like, a physical, verbal, complaint, but you have to fill out a complaint form. That's the way they'll respond to you. And add some things to there, that what they're doing to your child. Add it in a separate piece of paper, staple it together, and submit it. And then also talk to the principal supervisor. And then you can also talk to the Unified School District. They're located over there on, I think it's Belmont and Blackstone. I think it's Blackstone. Yeah, Blackstone, around Belmont and Blackstone, yeah. There's a Unified School District. There's like a car lot right next to it. It's very easy to find. It's next to a freeway. So try to do as best you can to reach out to as much as people you can to help you. And if you're not getting the help you need, try to change some schools. Change some schools, and you'll do better. Or try to join together with the Down Syndrome Association. Or you can even join with us in bowling. We have bowling every second Monday at Fresno State. And you can go over there and you can join with us. And then you can follow with other women there that are going through the same hassle. And they can guide you and help you. So that way you're not being ignored. Yeah, so I'm really glad of people coming together to help me. And I hope that that they will come up with some idea. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening to my video. Keep us in your prayers. And I hope this video will help you. If you have a child with Down syndrome or any kind of disability, this will help you. So that way you keep you strong and focused and motivated to keep on pushing forward. And these people that don't want to help your kids, you don't need to be there. Just pull them out and put them in something better. Okay? So God bless you. I hope this video helped you. Mr. Linda.